Now at 9, Joplin's Empire Market is spreading holiday cheer with local crafts, treats, and gifts. Plus, kids and families make music come alive at Neosho's holiday sing-along. And hundreds of baskets are given out to people in Parsons thanks to the help of over 100 volunteers.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Empire Market in Joplin is giving folks a chance to buy their handmade Christmas gifts by hosting the Christmas Market. This is KOAM News. I'm Anthony Saviello. KOAM's Mitch Adams brings us more.
All kinds of holiday treats, ready for stocking stuffers. We're just so excited for the holidays.
Just in time for Christmas, the Empire Market in Joplin hosts their Christmas-themed market. The market hosts over 50 vendors selling handmade crafts, homegrown produce, and more.
This time of year is really the highlight of the artisan quality and crafts that we have available and make great Christmas gifts. So coordinating that, they just let us know they want to be here, and we work with them to get an application approved. Everything is online through our website at JoplinEmpireMarket.com.
Hosting these events on weekends is also a way to help small business owners, artists, and food vendors establish themselves and keep money local.
When you are purchasing a locally crafted or locally sourced food, you're keeping income in our families within our neighborhoods and our local community. And so you're helping one another out. And so that, to me, is the spirit of giving.
In Joplin, Missouri, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
The Empire Market will host a last-minute shoppers event called Tinsel and Tidings on Christmas Eve. That's going to take place from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Let's go ahead and check in with Donald O'Keefe for a first look at our weather.
Well, it turned out to be a pretty nice Saturday on the warmer side, but it is about to get a bit breezy over the next couple of days. Taking a look at Saturday night into Sunday morning, we're going to see wind gusts out of the east about 15, 20 miles an hour. And then as we progress through Sunday, winds are going to shift from the east now to the south. And this is Monday morning into the afternoon, wind gusts about 25, even 30 miles an hour as a warm pressure or high pressure system is going to be bringing in warmer air. But let's take a look at that right now. Future track Sunday, 7 a.m. There's those winds out of the east, cooling things down just a tad right around the freezing mark. The temperatures are going to be warming up Sunday to about the mid 50s, 54, 55 degrees. Sun's going to start to peak out as we get into Monday, it's going to be clear as we get into Monday morning. Then clouds are going to be building in, temperatures about the mid 40s, about 6 a.m. But we're going to warm up to the lower 60s by Monday afternoon as the sun starts to peak its head out. But a bigger warm trend is coming by Christmas. More details coming up.
Donald, thanks. Volunteers gathered this evening to spread some holiday cheer at the Stella Wells organization in Parsons by passing out gift baskets to the community. Over 850 holiday gift baskets were made as a part of the giveaway, and over 100 different volunteers contributed throughout the process. The baskets were passed out at the Parsons King Cash Saver parking lot.
I hope every year that the community just feels loved and supported. Parsons has a low economic population, a high low economic population, and it's important that they know that they are loved and supported and cared for.
Stella Wells began this gift basket handout in 1963. The tradition has been carried on by the Parsons community after her health began to fail. Stella delivered over 200 baskets in her last year. The Neosho Arts Council invited music lovers to participate in an interactive music adventure today at the Neosho National Fish Hatchery. The event was a part of Make Music Day International. Attendees were encouraged to play and sing along with some holiday music. Some of the instruments included desk bells, handbells, and boom whackers.
So the Fish Hatchery has just been a great partner with the Neosho Arts Council for many things. In this particular event, they have a great space for community events, and they've got a room called the Rainbow Room, and here we are in this rainbow trout themed room sharing a rainbow of music with the handbells and boomwhackers that are color coordinated. It just all kind of comes together.
The song choices include Let It Snow, Frosty the Snowman, and Jingle Bells. Coming up, a rare act of compassion caught on camera in the Arctic and a clever cold weather rescue back here at home. But up first, born premature and once silent, two brothers found their voice through therapy, but proposed Medicaid changes could put that progress at risk. A proposed change to Medicaid reimbursements could impact kids across Iowa who rely on speech and developmental therapy. As Drew Coffey reports, providers and parents say the cuts could reduce critical learning time, especially for children already facing developmental delays.
Wow!
For many children like Owen and Henry,
6.
Rock Valley is just one place in Iowa where they can truly find their voice.
4! You're right!
Owen was 2 pounds 10 ounces and Henry was 2 pounds 12 ounces when he was born.
Their mother, Anna Lange, saying they faced numerous obstacles since they were born premature at just 29 weeks. One of these challenges being speech.
They were making some sounds, some grunts. They were not saying mama or dada at 18 months old.
Owen and Henry have now spent nearly 2 years at Rock Valley, and as you can tell, they have no problem speaking up.
We want to take care of people how we've been taking care of people.
But now changes at the Iowa Department of Health and Human Services could impact children just like them.
No!
Under the new plan, Medicaid will only reimburse one 15-minute therapy session per day, even though sessions typically last 40 to 45 minutes, a cut of nearly 60%.
Ooh, what color do you want?
Crucial moments
Red?
down to very little.
Kids aren't getting into their early intervention services as soon as they should be. They're gonna be at wait lists longer. And then we're starting at an even lower point at a higher age.
And now parents and providers are making their voices heard, just like Henry and Owen.
And you're going to just set those kids back even further. They're here already because they need these services. There's already a developmental delay or a disability that needs assistance. Why would you want to take away from that?
Rock Valley says they are informing parents of the changes and the impact on their kids and their wallets. Donald is next with a complete look at the forecast, and later, from a polar bear adoption stunning researchers in the Arctic to a clever ice rescue of a stranded deer, all in today's Take a Look at This.
Turned out to be a pretty nice Saturday on the warmer side, and that warm trend will continue through the beginning of the work week on Monday. But let's take a look at our 36-hour temperature trend. You can see it's a little bit of a roller coaster. Friday morning we were about 31 degrees, and then by Saturday we got up to almost 59 degrees at 1 p.m. So definitely a little bit of a roller coaster. And like I said, it's going to continue as we get closer to Christmas. So let's take a look at our future track. So Sunday, 7 a.m. winds out of the east, going to cool things down just a tad. Temperatures about right around freezing, 32, 31 degrees. Sunny skies until we get to the afternoon when those clouds start to build in, but we'll still warm up to about the mid-50s for our Sunday. And as we go through Sunday evening into Monday morning, cloudy skies, however, we're going to see pretty decent temperatures as we're getting about 6 a.m., about 46, 47 degrees across the area. That sun's going to start popping out by about Monday afternoon, 3 o'clock, warming up to the lower 60s, maybe even mid-60s in the southern counties, with winds now coming out of the south, warming things up. But it is going to be a bit breezy over the next couple of days. We can see wind gusts for Sunday morning about 15, 20 miles an hour. We're going to go through Sunday. That's going to stick around, and getting into about Monday, we're going to see wind gusts now out of the south, 25, even 30 miles an hour, as a high pressure system is going to be building in, having those temperatures start to increase. Take a look at our day planner for Joplin for our Sunday. We're going to be warming up to a high of about 53 degrees. Sunny skies until, like I said, we get to the afternoon. Taking a look at downtown Joplin, Cornell, and Art Entertainment Complex. Not too bad out there right now. So a pretty nice end to our Saturday. And look at this temperature trend. So like I said, we're seeing a bit of a roller coaster as we're going over the next couple of days. You can see on Tuesday getting up to 70 degrees. That high pressure is going to be building in. Let's talk about that now. This is Monday. That high pressure system right out there, right by Mexico, El Paso, Texas, is going to slowly make its way up to our area. This is about Tuesday when we're going to see our first 70s, and then we get into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Those temperatures could possibly be tying record-breaking highs or breaking them as we go through Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And then we're going to get to Friday. We're still going to see those temperatures well above average. Then by Saturday, we're going to start to notice a bit of a change. Still staying on the warmer side, but now there's a system way out here that's going to be way out to the west. It's going to be building into our area by about Monday into Tuesday, bringing back those rain chances. So we're going to keep an eye on that as we go through the next couple of days. So Monday, mid-60s, staying on the drier side and warm. Tuesday, up to the 70s. 70s. By the time we get to Christmas Eve, back to the mid-70s. Same thing for Christmas Day, mid-70s. And then we're going to see it start to slowly cool down as we go through the weekend as that system starts to move in. But we're going to stay record-breaking temperatures for the next couple of days. And taking a look at our 10-day here, like I said, 53 degrees Sunday, 61 on Monday, 70 by Tuesday. And look at those 70s, mid-70s for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Unbelievable.
75 on Christmas Day.
Yep.
You don't even need to go on vacation. You just sit right here to do sun tanning out in your front lawn as Kris Kringle brings the presents.
Oh yeah, it might be Kansas right now, but it kind of looks like Florida.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We just hope they're getting snow. All right, thanks, Donald. Coming up next, it's college football playoff time, plus local high school wrestlers compete in the Columbus boys varsity duels. Ben McLeish has those stories and more up next in sports.
High school wrestling is back in swing today with the Columbus boys varsity duels. There was lots of high-flying action as local athletes from all across the region, Columbus, Joplin, Coffeyville, Caney Valley, Humboldt, Independence, Nevada, and more, and Miami, all competed for their schools. Well, the Pitt State women's basketball team is on the road today looking to win its third straight. And the Gorillas do just that, taking down the Mountaineers 70-67 in overtime. Harper Schreiner hits the clutch go-ahead three-pointer in the final 30 seconds as the Gorillas win their final non-conference game and last matchup of 2025. Next up, PSU takes on Arkansas Fort Smith on January 1st. Well, yesterday, Alabama kicked off the college football playoff with a bang. Today, the playoff continues with the rest of the first round. Number 7, Texas A&M hosts Miami in both teams' first playoff appearance. Second quarter, no score. Marcel Reed launches it deep. He's got Mario Craver inside the 15-yard line. The Aggies have to settle for the field goal, though, and it's blocked by Miami. This game remains scoreless. Neither team can get anything going. Later in the corner, A&M has to punt. Malachi Toney back to return it. He's going to find the sideline and turns on the afterburners. He gets past all the A&M defenders, but is tripped up at the 20-yard line, which is huge because Miami would have to settle for a field goal, and they miss it, meaning no points are scored in the first half. The first time it's ever happened in college football playoff history. Third quarter, though, Hurricanes get something going. Mark Fletcher on the carry takes it down to the 10. Miami finally gets on the board with the field goal. The Aggies would tie it up, but here's Fletcher again bursting through the defense, taking the Hurricanes inside field goal range in the final minutes. But this time, Miami wouldn't settle for the three-pointer. Malachi Toney on the jet sweep scores the first touchdown of the day. The Aggies need one of their own in the final minutes, but Bryce Fitzgerald intercepts Reed in the end zone as the Miami Hurricanes head into College Station and take down the Aggies 10-3 in their first ever college football playoff win. Pete Golding leads number 6 Ole Miss in his first game as head coach, taking on number 11 Tulane in what could be John Summerall's last game with the Green Wave. First minute of the game, Kawan Lacey jukes a defender and bursts free for the 20-yard touchdown score. Very next drive for the Rebels in the red zone. It's Trinidad Chambliss's turn for a rushing TD as Ole Miss leads 14-0 early. Tulane would limit the Rebels to just a field goal in the second quarter, but the Green Wave defense couldn't hold on much longer. Chambliss finds Dazon Carnerio, who splits two defenders and takes it in for the score. Fourth quarter, Ole Miss already up 27-3. Why not run the Wildcat? Logan Diggs trucks a few defenders en route to the Rebels' fourth touchdown of the day. This one went about how you'd expect. Ole Miss dominates Tulane 41-10, the final. And Anthony, it did not look good for Group of 5 teams today.
Sure.
What do you think of these automatic bids for these smaller schools? Do you think it's good for the sport, or do you think it just...
No, I think there is a place for it, right? We see it kind of in the NFL as well too. You know, teams that don't have as good of records, they get into the playoffs and everything just because how the divisions are. But we also know that the skill level of the NFL compared to college is way different too. Mm-hmm. Just like we see these bigger schools dominate these kind of smaller schools. But I think having those smaller schools in the playoffs gives them more opportunity to recruit better and potentially be better eventually. And I've been a big fan of college football expanding their playoffs, but I think unfortunately we're just going to have to deal with the fact that it's going to boil down to the same 4 or 5 teams every year, just like it's shaping up this year.
Yeah, and I think a lot of fans will look at the games today and say this is why these teams should not be in the playoffs, but let's not forget last year Boise State went toe-to-toe with Penn State.
Yeah.
So I agree. I think it's good for the sport, and hopefully one of these days a small school will be able to pull off the upset, but not this year.
And with some of these games, you can see future superstars in these games too,
yeah.
which is also a benefit. We'll be right back. A polar bear mom adopts a wild cub as her own, and a team rescues a deer on ice, hockey puck style. That's coming up in today's Take a Look at This.
A team of Canadian researchers were stunned to discover a very rare case of polar bear adoption in the wild. In a video, the team with the nonprofit Polar Bears International say they had previously encountered and tagged a mother and single cub in the western Hudson Bay area in the spring. But when they caught up with the same mother again in the fall, they got an unexpected surprise.
She had 2 cubs, and the second cub was untagged. So at some point in the last year, she has taken on this extra cub.
The team hasn't yet figured out why the adult female adopted the unrelated cub, but say using genetic sampling and GPS tracking tech, they are hoping to find out more about the circumstances. They also added cases of polar bear adoption in the wild are unusual and rare. In the nearly 50 years the organization has been studying some 4,600 bears in the region, this is only the 13th such case documented.
It's relatively infrequent, but it's just nice to know that the bears are looking out for each other.
Speaking of looking out for each other in the frozen tundra, fire rescue officials in frigid upstate New York got careful and crafty to rescue a wild deer trapped on a frozen inlet in Ithaca. They lassoed the frightened animal and then slid it hockey puck style across the ice and to the shore. They say the deer was cold but uninjured, and they were able to release it safely, but not before getting in a few affectionate pets on its furry little noggin, a gesture social media followers seem to appreciate dearly. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
That's been our time for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow.